Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the Combat Troodon Gen 3. I've been really looking forward to getting this knife. I just got it in today from eKnives and man, I can't tell you, I've been so excited to get it in. It looks like they made a lot of upgrades to it. And starting with the most obvious, the body. Now this is a clone, by the way. I got this off of DHK for $50. I'm just using it as a visual. I think it's got a slightly shorter blade than the authentic one. Just keep that in mind. Now, going off the visual differences, you can see the clear, the obvious upgrades to the body. I think both styles look great. I do think the newer style, to me, is a little bit better. Another obvious difference is the glass breaker, or lack thereof, really, on the newer model. It still has one, but it's recessed, and I think that is such a good idea. I've never been a fan of these big protruding glass breakers like on this Dirac Delta. I think it's about time they did away with that. I think this recessed one will do just as good of a job as these bigger ones. And also, while looking at the glass breaker, you can probably see these two small holes in the side. And whenever you close the knife, you can see the blade actually. Now, I think that's so you have a easier time cleaning the knife. It reminds me of the Benchmade Infidel. The Infidel has a small hole at the bottom that is made to help you, it's made to help cleaning the knife go a little bit better for you. And I think on the older model, Microtechs, you would take out the glass brick and that hole to the left is kind of, it does the same thing. But anyway, I personally, I like that. Also, the pocket clip or belt clip, it is different. Now, whether or not this is an upgrade depends on you. Personally, I do like a deeper carry, like on the older models. However, I do like that machine look on the newer models. It's not as deep of a carry, but that ceramic ball does grip your pants very well. I've been wearing it for the last couple hours and it seems to do a great job. And it does look a little bit nicer in my opinion. Now, one thing I'm not sure about is the lack of a serial number on the newer models. You can see like on this Dirac Delta, on the top it says serial number 1177. I haven't found the serial number on these. Whenever I was doing the warranty application or a registry, I could not find the serial number, so it could be inside the knife. I will take this knife apart at a later date to talk about, but today I'm just going to go over the visual differences and the action. So moving on to the action. Oh, I do want to say this: the switch on these newer models, I think it is slightly different in the way it's milled. You also have this grime catch right here. Now, I'm not certain if that grime catch will work as they intend. It's supposed to help capture, I guess, dirt or grime, stuff like that. I haven't used it long enough to really test that out, but I will give an update on my future videos. The button itself is also wider. And the action, moving on to the action, guys, that's probably one of the biggest improvements on this knife is the action. So on the older models, they had a singular spring, and I think that spring had more tension. On these newer models, they have two springs with less tension. That's the way I understand it. And man, it is extremely smooth. It almost feels like a Benchmade Infidel in terms of smoothness, but it comes out with plenty of force. I'll compare it with my Dirac Delta. So again, much easier to deploy. Still comes out with plenty of force. I think that's an amazing design. I really can't do it enough justice by talking about it. You have to see it in your hands and compare it to an older model. Now, moving on to the blade, another one of my favorite things about this newer Gen 3 is the blade to handle ratio. You do get more blade on these. So going off the Blade HQ specs, the Gen 2 is 9.5 inches long in total, and the blade is 3.8 inches. The Gen 3 is 9.375 inches long in total with a blade length of 4 inches. So you do get a better blade to handle ratio. Again, I'm not sure if this counterfeit has the same dimensions as the original, but I will show you this. Let's see, I'll put it like that. This Dirac Delta to reference. So anyway, amazing blade to handle ratio. Okay, so now on to the things that I don't like about it. One of the biggest areas for concern is the blade rattle. I don't know if you can hear that, and that's not the switch, by the way. The switch does have a little bit of rattle, but it's also got a spring underneath of it, underneath it, excuse me. So I'll hold that still. Yeah, so that definitely concerns me. It's got a lot more blade play than even my counterfeit. My counterfeit actually has almost none. It's got a really good lockup, especially for the $50 I spent. I'm not sure if that's just this particular knife. I have gotten some Microtechs recently, or at least one Microtech new from the factory, and it did have some issues similar to this. I hope that's not it, but I also hope that that's not going to be the case on every new Gen 3 combat Troodon. To me, there's really no excuse for it. I'm a big Microtech fan. I'm not trying to be negative towards the company. I just really, I think a tighter lockup, maybe tighter tolerances, although I think they have some pretty good tolerances, would be beneficial. I don't know. I got to investigate that some more, but that is something I want to note because it's definitely there. It's definitely noticeable, and it's not on par with, really any other knife that I have. Even my Dirac Delta or my counterfeit, like I said. So, anyway, guys, I think that pretty much covers it. I think this is a great knife. I do think the blade rattle is a call for concern and something to keep in mind. If Microtech can address that, I think this would be really the perfect OTF because the rest of it is so well thought out and well designed. And yeah, so guys, look, I'll make some more videos about this knife in the future. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel, and I hope you have a great day.